Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duel Links video. This time my voice should be a bit louder. I just had to go through the settings and figure out how things work on Windows 11 because I was forced to upgrade, and that was, well, it was something that had to happen, even though I was heavily opposed at first. I figured out that it wasn't worth it. I shouldn't just stick to my stubborn ways. I should move on with everyone else. Although so far that has been proven to be, I don't seem to be enjoying it. Why? Well, because I don't like change, apparently. No matter how big of a skeptic you are with astrology, I don't like change. Yes, if you look up Taurus, that is me. I don't like change. I probably am not Taurus 100% because everyone has more than one placement in their natal chart. Now, I'm sure Yugi doesn't want to hear me ramble about astrology, but I mean, I am pretty much, I'm pretty textbook. Not exactly, but pretty textbook. Okay, so my first ranked duel on Windows 11 is, I'm gonna go first anyway. My opponent knows what's in my hands, but, you know, who cares? Can he do anything about it? Maybe. Probably. If he's the real king of games, that is. You know, for some reason, not everyone agrees that he is. I mean, I don't understand either, Yugi. I think it's quite weird. I wouldn't ask questions, but, you know, I guess if you have a lot of money, you can object to pretty much anything. Even someone being dead, you can object to that. Okay, sure, Kaiba, sure. Yeah, I just put down the shade. I'm talking about Kaiba, obviously. But, you know, it doesn't really matter if Kaiba has money, because he doesn't have money here, so too bad, Kaiba. You only have money in fiction. In fiction, and money doesn't carry over between universes. I know, I checked. How did I check? Well, it's called I don't have much money, so obviously there's no way that I could have brought money with me when I was born, because that would make no sense. That's not how birth works. I mean, I imagine it would be great if it worked like that, but it doesn't. Although some people don't think that past lives exist because you can't remember any of them. Which is a fair argument, and it's a fair belief. I don't really think I would argue with it. But I do think that there is also an argument to be made that there is a sum of I think that having past lives it's not impossible, it's just you can't prove it either. It's one of those you can't prove it. But also because you can't prove it, it's probably not true. Yeah, one of those. Except I had to go out of my way to say that I'm going through one of those experiences. But unlike with past lives, this experience is present. Very present. I may not have said what it was at the time, but I don't really know how I would manage to do that. I mean, really, I don't know how I would do it. Because it would just be so difficult to discuss. Now, why would it be difficult for me to discuss it? Well, basically, it would be difficult because I just, Okay, I see. You want to pester me. Alright, good job. You did exactly what you were hoping to accomplish. Which is, you know, probably winning, but we'll see. I still have not decided yet if I've definitely... What? Exactly when do I get to choose? We'll find out. Okay, you know what? I activated that skill, but for what purpose? Yeah, good question. Yeah, I'm just gonna set this card. I'm not going to bother doing anything with it because I messed up. And who really cares? I was too busy rambling about something. Oh, right. That thing I refuse to elaborate on. Well, I don't even think I fully understand it myself. How do I explain it to someone if I don't fully comprehend on my... Seriously, I'm dealing with shit that is beyond me. On my phone, I was looking up something on my phone because I just had a weird, curious thing in my... For some reason, I just really wanted to know how people born on February 29th celebrate their birthday. I was not born on that day, clearly, but I was curious what they do because, well, February 29th only happens during presidential election years and leap years. Yes, coincidentally, there is a presidential election every time there's a leap year. At least during the years I've been alive. I don't know how the rules work. The rules regarding time, well, I'm not familiar with those. You may believe me because I just don't really operate based on normal logic, which doesn't mean anything good necessarily. It just means that I don't really understand time the way I'm supposed to. Yes, I don't understand time the way I'm supposed to. I could get that checked, but I'm pretty sure I'm not that bad. I can use a clock just like everyone else, and a calendar. Seriously, I'm fine. I can use a timer, I can use an alarm. I'm not that time deaf. But I will lose track of time without a clock. And it's very helpful to have one right in front of my face. I wish I could move my taskbar, Windows 11. I don't know why this is happening. What am I talking about? Oh, the change. Yeah, I don't know why change is happening. Yeah, I don't think I should ask this again. It's one of the weirdest questions that has ever left my mouth. But yeah, also on my phone, it was like the darkest Yu-Gi-Oh dub of all time, and I'm just like, oh. Are you talking about the dub where the main protagonist is apparently dead at the end of the series? You know, because that thumbnail definitely indicates that you are. Yes, very dark, I do agree with that. 4Kids went through all the trouble for that euphemism, and then they're just like, we don't care about the protagonist, he's dead now. Okay, 4Kids, sure. Sure. Well, Konami cares. Konami cares a lot. It makes them money, apparently. That's just what I've heard, but I mean, I've spent money on it too, so I can imagine that other people are as well. I've seen plenty of Jadens in Ranked. Plenty of them. Honestly, I've seen so many, I may as well not change Jadens. Ever. Although I did once, and it didn't help me very much. I don't know why. My deck was not as big as usual, so I thought it would work better, but no. I just got my ass kicked. I guess I'm just better at playing these cards. That's what happens when you become obsessed. You just stop being good at doing anything else. That's why I can't play much else. Okay, Blue Angel, I know how your deck works. If I didn't, that would be kind of depressing because I've played it on screen. Yes, I'm talking about how I can't play much of anything else. Well, I also acknowledge that I have. Well, it's true. Two things can be true at the same time. Another thing is true. Even if it's ridiculous. And trust me, a lot of things I say and do are. I'm still not sure why 4Kids didn't bother to dub the last episode of Season 3. You know, just to establish that the main character is at least alive. Dear God, 4Kids. Or do they have a problem with the implications? You know, the implications that, do I want to go there? I probably shouldn't, because that might be a terrible decision. Yeah, implications, and then I'm just like, should I talk about them? Yeah, I'm not sure why I was like, why am I so hesitant now? Is it because of the merge thing? The soul merge? Is it a line that may have existed and I just forgot I read it? I'm not sure. If you ask me something, what was, hold on a second. This card, okay, well I end my turn and she does what? I bet she gets rid of my card somehow, though I'm not sure how. I don't know. She could summon anything, like, she could pick any, oh dear lord, not that card. That card is, okay, sure. I may as well say what that card does. Okay. During the damage step, when your Trickstar monster battles an opponent's monster, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster you control gains attack equal to its original attack until the end of this turn. Alright, now, this would be 3,200, and this would be 3,600. And I don't have my castle on the field, so my monster would die. So, how are things going with you, Blue Angel? Have you adjusted well to post-canon events? Alright, I know you're busy. I am as well. I know that feel. I know. I've been there too, man. I hope you get those technical difficulties worked out. Oh my god. Okay, so that was one duel. Okay, I've got one more. One more, and then I can go back and duel quitting over and over. Okay, I know I've had quite the day, but why did I still almost say Quattro? Like, I guess my brain has enough of a continuity. I don't actually want to duel you. But if I do win, I gain a rank. Okay, sure. If I win, I guess I hope I do. The only issue I really have with dueling the Gore is just how many times I've seen his cards over and over and over. Okay, that's out of left field. Okay, I guess... Yeah, I'm still leveling up Blue Angel. I haven't switched to her yet. I'm still leveling up... Okay, this guy has a special... You know what? That kind of strategy looks like something I was going to do at some point. Especially... Yeah, I love doing burn damage. I seriously love burn damage. It's fun. It's very fun. But I also like to do piercing damage. I like to attack multiple times with a single monster in a single turn. I like, what else? There is something else that this deck accomplishes. Oh right, my opponent being forced to attack my monster with much more attack. And if my castle is on the field, whether or not my opponent has read the effect or not. Because some people just can't handle Jedi at all. Okay, and that's why you just lose when you don't read his card effect. Because you didn't feel like he had any cards worth reading, apparently. But I don't think my opponent is one of those. I think my opponent just wants me to suffer. Okay, well, get in line, Gore. Someone is ahead of you. Get in line. And I'm just joking because of who I'm playing as. It's just a dark joke. I love those. Anyway, I know that in the last video things sounded weird, but I had to learn a new operating system now, which is not, it hasn't been fun. It hasn't been fun, but I think my day has gotten better. And coincidentally, it's also dark outside, just like last time I was recording. I hope my mom will forgive me if I'm a bit loud. I don't want to wake her up, but my day has been rather frustrating. It's because of Windows 11. I'm going to blame Windows 11 on everything, except I actually don't think Windows 11 is the main issue. I did notice that there only seems to be one USB port, and there seems to be another one, but for some reason I can't plug anything into it. And then there's that smaller port where my phone usually is. Yeah, like if I wanted to plug my phone in for any reason, that can be done. That's the general size I'm talking about. Dude, are you going to... Okay, I was wondering if I was going to get a turn, to be honest. Honestly, like, am I getting a turn? Because, dude, you are destroying my life points. I want to destroy yours. I want it to be fun for me, not you. Although there are many things that can happen when I get to do things. Yes, because I do absolutely nothing that is repetitive at all. No one knows what I'm doing. They haven't seen it a billion times. It's just, yeah, everyone has seen me do this a billion times, and I haven't bothered to switch decks except when I have to. Sometimes when I'm leveling someone up, I'll use their actual cards. Or if I had to complete a mission, I'll use their actual cards. But every now and then is not when I go into ranked, so there's that. I think you are unprotected. Oh, okay, never mind. I was wrong. So because of how wrong I was, I would like to establish that I want to kill... Okay, I would like to go... I don't actually want to kill him. I don't have anything against the gore. It's just, to be honest, he nearly starved himself to death. Gore, why? Why? I'm sure you are very hungry. Very, very hungry, Gore. I know what it's like when you haven't eaten a lot for a while. It was torture for me, to be honest. I didn't have the choice that Gore had. He consented to just that hell, and I consented to being sent somewhere that was basically just like prison. It was basically prison to me. I was basically treated like a prisoner, or like I'm just not even human. That's how the healthcare system works in this country, apparently. I judge it every day because of that. Okay, the education system needs to get better as well, but I'm currently not part of it. Oh God. I mean, I know sometimes I like to learn things, but I don't really prove it, do I? Yeah, I do have trouble proving it. I mean, I do the same things over and over, but in my defense, it's not like I can just learn how to duel by going to a dueling school. There isn't anything like that here. I mean, I mean, someone could help me, but kind of inconvenient from across the ocean, isn't it? Or the country, or anywhere else besides where I live. You know, in my house, where I can look at what's in my hand and just talk to me physically. Like there is no distance, we're in the same room. Yeah, that's very difficult to find these days. I must say that I am mostly equipped for such a life where you don't interact much with people physically, but I don't necessarily think that should be the norm. It shouldn't be the norm for society, but for some reason that seems to be where we're headed, and I'm just like, maybe I don't agree that everyone should live like me. Maybe I don't think everyone can deal with what I can. Maybe I think it's good for other people to talk to each other face to face. Maybe I understand. Although I haven't shown this understanding because there's no public transportation system in this area, so I cannot use it. However, there is another problem. While there is no there's no public transportation here. There's no public transportation, but we are still technically in the middle of a pandemic, so I probably shouldn't want to use public transportation for that reason. But we still need it here eventually. Okay, interesting that you didn't just... know what? No. No. I'm already cursed enough. Oh my god, now you guys know what I was talking about. Well, I'm not surprised. Anyway, which part of the event is this? I don't know. I think it's, I'm gonna have to check my flash drives. But I don't have as much memory on this computer, so I will have to back up videos more often. To be honest, I should be doing that more often regardless of how much space is on my computer, but that's just a thing that I'll have to adjust to. If this is part question mark, I guess, I'm gonna pick 16. It may be wrong, but I can fix things later. I'll be back in the next video to do quitting some more.